Sri Shankar Maharaj, Chapter 1. Incarnation of the ruler of Kailash. The district Nashik in the state of Maharashtra in India has been blessed by the divine foot touch of Lord Rama. The river Godavari flowing from Brahmagiri is considered to be the Ganga of Maharashtra. Sri Sai Baba Samadhi Temple in Shirdi and Sri Upasani Maharaj Sakori is near Nashik. Sri Godavari Mata's birthplace, Satana, the religious place of Mangi Tungi Jain temple near Antapur, Saint Daval Malik's Antapur, and goddess Saptashringi Devi's Vani, that is, one among the 52 Shakti Pitas of goddess Parvati in India, lies in Nashik district. The war between Lankapati Ravana and Jatayu happened over here. After the war, to quench the thirst of wounded Jatayu, Lord Rama created a water stream with his arrow, which is now famous as Taket Tirtha in Nashik. The mountain ranges of Brahmagiri, Sri Nivruttinath's Samadhi temple at Kushavarth Tirth, Gangadwar, Muktabai's temple, and Ramkund at Panchavati is in Nashik. The holy place of Triambakeshwar, that is one among the 12 Jyotirlinga of Lord Shiva, is in the district of Nashik. Pandav caves, Chambar caves, Jain caves at Mahasrul, Sri Samarth Ramdas Swami's Takli, Sri Sadguru Akkalkot Swami Samarth's follower, Sri More Dada's Dindori, Sri Uddhav Maharaj, and Sri Naini Maharaj of Antapur, etc., are in Nashik district. In this way, Nashik district is blessed by divine company of various saints, ascetics, and also by gods. Nashik district is a token of worship and devotion to God and is flourished by various religious places and various samadhi. In this holy land, one more great saint's incarnation ceremony took place in a small village of Antapur in Satana. In this village lived a Brahmin, Mr. Narayan Antapurkar, known as Chimanaji, and his wife who worshipped Lord Shiva wholeheartedly. They used to recite japas, that is, ceaseless reiteration of Om Namah Shivaya day and night. The whole house was blessed by the japa. But the people lived in poverty, grief, and were childless. They kept fast on every Mondays and celebrated the Mahashivaratri. The puja of Lagurudra was their daily schedule. They were experiencing the blessings of Lord Shiva and were sure that one day their poverty would come to an end and would be blessed with a child. As days went after days, their need for child and money increased. They led a miserable life and were tired of pleading in the court of God. But as nights are followed by days, fall is followed by rise, and sorrow is followed by happiness, Mr. Chimanaji also experienced a same twist in his life. It was around 1785 AD in the early morning hours of Kartika Shuddha Ashtami, that is the 8th lunar day from new moon day of Kartik month according to the Hindu calendar. Antapurkar couple experienced a divine enlightenment. Every passing minute of the night, the couple were reciting the japa of Lord Shiva. The whole village was in deep sleep. The light of the full moon had overtaken the darkness. After being tired of recitation of japa whole night, the couple went to sleep. Suddenly, the couple felt as if there was someone in their house. So they woke up and the scene they saw was unbelievable. There was an ascetic having divine shine on his face and a sparkle in his eyes. His body was bright and the whole house was illuminated by it. A sweet fragrance filled the hut which was emitting from his body. The couple got afraid at his first sight and were speechless. But they soon realized that the person standing in front of them was a heavenly ascetic. The couple paid homage and bowed down at his feet. The ascetic blessed them by keeping his hand on their heads and said, "From today the grief of being childless has been erased from your hearts. The ruler of Kailas, Lord Shiva, has taken birth in your village to bring happiness in your life. Lord Shiva is waiting for you in the form of a small child on Saint Dawal Malik's mountain. So hurry up and get the heavenly child to your house, who has taken birth for the welfare of the whole world. The arrival of the boy in your life is a gift from me for the love and worship done by you, and from now on I have been released from your bonds. Therefore, from tomorrow experience my sweet company. Saying this, the ascetic disappeared in the darkness of the night, and the whole house was covered by darkness. Mr. Chimanaji and his wife came back to their senses and realized that the ascetic was none other than Lord Shiva himself. Mr. Chimanaji and his wife hurried towards Saint Dawal Malik's mountain to obey the ascetic's words. With eyes filled with tears of happiness, they started hunting for the boy on the mountain. They were not bothered by the darkness and made their way through bushes, thorns, and stones. Their search continued all night until the next morning, when beneath a tree they saw a newly born baby smiling sweetly lying on the ground. But the couple was shocked to see a huge snake standing over the child's head and tigers beside the child, as if they were guarding the child. They both got scared and hesitated to move forward, but they were overwhelmed to see the child stretching out his hands as if he was waiting for the couple and calling them. They overcame their fear and, risking their lives, they stepped forward towards the baby and picked it up. Their lifetime's wish of having a baby was fulfilled. Mr. Chimanaji's wife cuddled the divine baby. Love was flowing through her eyes and heart. Her stigma of being childless was completely washed off. The token of love from Lord Shiva was in her hands. Her thirst of being a mother was satisfied. And what a miracle! Milk started oozing out from her breasts. Mr. Chimanaji and his wife were satisfied and were very happy and excited. The baby brought lots of happiness in their lives. The arrival of Lord Shiva in their life as a baby was very touching, and to keep this valuable moment in their memory, they named the boy Shankar, which is also a name of Lord Shiva. The incident spread throughout the village like wildfire. The people visited Mr. Chimanji's house to see the divine baby. Keeping this thought in mind that Lord Shiva has gifted them a boy by their worship, the couple brought up child Shankar with great care and affection. This is to give you the information related to Sri Shankar Maharaj with proof, for making you aware of people posing as nephews, heirs, or relatives. Sri Shankar Maharaj was brought up by a Brahmin couple with all the Brahmin ethics and customs by Mr. Narayan Antapurkar from Antapur in Nasik district. In one of the photos of Sri Maharaj, in his young ages, he is wearing a janayu and sovhale, a silken garment which is considered to be holy. During that time, the community was so strict that the Brahmins were only permitted to wear janayu and sovhale. Sri Shankar Maharaj had performed Homa, a fire burnt for offerings to God, with his own hands at Kekatumra. The place of the Homa is still present. At that time, Homa was the duty performed by learned Brahmins only, and no one else was allowed to perform the act because castes and creed were very strict. Dhyananath Ranade, Dr. Ghaneshwar, Abhyankar, Dinanath Mangeshwar, Mr. G. K. Pradhan, Sardar Barrister Mahindale, Pathwardhan, Sahasrabuddhe, Mirikar, Manorama Ranade, Dr. Khare, Govind Swami Upelekar, Nyaya Ratna, Dundiraj Vinod, Pathare, Akolkar, Advocate Stotri, Kharkhanis, Advocate Parekh, etc. were some of the great devotees of Sri Shankar Maharaj from rich caste and creed. Maharaj was a Brahmin, and so all these people were with him. Because at that time, people were very much concerned about castes and used to select their guru or master from a higher caste only. At that time, a lower caste person was treated as an untouchable and was not allowed to enter a house of a higher caste person. They were not allowed to enter a temple or participate in any religious activity. The name carved on Sri Shankar Maharaj locket and the name in the document papers of the land of Samadhi Mandir is Shankar Narayan Antapurkar. In the same way, at Trembakeshwar, Maharaj had signed in the book of genealogy at priest Ramabhau Akolkar's house, where he had mentioned his name as Shankar Narayan Antapurkar. This portrays the reality about Maharaj's name because he never lied. Sri Shankar Maharaj was a teacher in Vashnim. At that time, to be a teacher was the right of a Brahmin only. Maharaj neither had a mother or father and he never married, but still some people claim to be his relatives. This gives us the truth about Maharaj, that he was brought up by a Brahmin named Mr. Narayan Antapurkar alias Chimanaji. So beware of false people. Jai Shankar Maharaj.